So here we are out of Crawfish Haven in Grand Caplin, Louisiana, where you're gonna see on film the very first time I ever peel and eat my own crawfish. First time, 53 years. I mean, you know, I'm from here. I've seen it every day. I just don't. Here we go. My name is Sean Ardoin, four-time Grammy-nominated Creole rock and soul artist from Lake Charles, Louisiana, and a lifetime student of Creole heritage. I'm on a journey to explore the ways our music and traditions have influenced global culture. Come along for the ride on Amplify, Louisiana. When it comes to music in Louisiana, a lot of focus goes to New Orleans, and rightly so. But the state is so much bigger than that. Just 3 hours away, there is a region that is rich in Creole and Cajun culture. Specifically, a little hideaway on the edge of the Atchafalaya Basin called appropriately Basin Landing.
Bate joué. Oh well. Okay. So just tell us when to start.
What's that? This is Sweet Cecilia, Grammy-nominated trio made up of sisters Laura and Megan and their cousin Callie. The song they're singing is about the very part of the world we're sitting on, and was written by their father and uncle, legendary Cajun artist Al Puck Barrow.
Was our Megan and I's dad, Callie's uncle, and really nurtured our musical journey, and how we all ended up where we are now. He was a big part of that.
He just had a way of nurturing music.
Growing up, our dad played Cajun music. Like, Cajun music fed our family, Sean.
Absolutely.
Like, oh my, I mean,
Absolutely.
So Dad grew up right there. He was the youngest of 8 children. And his daddy was a crawfisherman, lived off the land, simple people. And I think Dad longed for that deeper connection. I always thought, through the music,
Yeah.
And I think that was another reason why he wanted to go back to the roots of the Cajun music around Acadiana, around Cecilia, St. Martin Parish.
Yeah.
After our dad passed away, just the people that he touched through the music and his telling of our culture. He was such a pioneer and an ambassador, and he was so proud of the music, the language, the culture. And he really did. He shared that around the world.
So do you find that the songs that he wrote keep the same themes of life in Acadiana?
Absolutely.
Kinda?
It's just in my blood, and it's become a part of, I think, just the language that I speak. Like, let people know where I'm from. Proud, super proud of that. So it's a big part of, I think, our identity.
It's like the blues, man. They sing about what they know. Survival, because the Cajun people, we survivalists, you know?
It makes me think of my grandfather. He was a fisherman. He lived out here.
Yeah.
He
So he-
almost died out here.
Oh,
He
come
had
on
a
now.
heart attack in the basement.
Come on.
right.
Drove himself back to
Say,
the
Papa,
landing.
come silent.
He made it.
In 1755, when we got kicked out of Nova Scotia, they got dropped off in the swamp with alligators, mosquitoes, you know, all
Water
these
moccasins.
water moccasins. They had to survive. And this is true of all the Cajun people. They can make anything like gold.
Yeah, it's probably got a curse word associated with it.
I'm
So that's
trying to
probably why
say.
that's probably why you try not to get it.
Charlie Jakey, Charlie Jakey, Charlie Jakey, and me can't baby.
This is my home forever. I'm never leaving. And I want other people to know how incredibly special our area is because of the family aspect. The hospitality here it's incredible.
I know y'all feel this. I know y'all feel something special sitting right here.
Oh, yeah.
It's just amazing.
Cajun music is life, it's family, it's the region, it's our religion,
Amen.
it's everything, right?
You nailed it.
The social history of this region can be, well, a little complicated for someone not from here. Terms like Creole and Cajun, while not interchangeable, tend to get a little fuzzy for outsiders. Fortunately, I know just the guy. Not far down the road is Bro Bridge, which some call the crawfish capital of the world. I'm meeting up with my friend Herman Fuselier, a local broadcaster, food and culture editor, and author, to get his take on the region. Plus, I got a craving for one of my favorite delicacies. It's actually a delicacy inside a delicacy. You'll see what I mean. Herman Fuselier.
Sean Ardoin.
What's up, man? How
Good to see you, my
doing?
friend. I'm doing good.
So look, man, let's just jump right into it. We're gonna let these beignets cool off
them
for a
cool
second.
off a little bit.
So while
That's
they cool off, man, let's just talk about Cajun and Creole.
Well, I always say with Cajuns, descendants of the Acadians who were exiled from Nova Scotia in the 1700s, settled here in South Louisiana.
Right.
Creole, the original meaning sort of was anyone born in the New World. which,
Yeah, outside of
goes
your country of origin.
Right. So you and I
Yeah.
are from Southwest Louisiana.
Right.
Creole means the descendants of slaves or free people of color
Yeah.
here in Southwest
Jean de Couleur,
Louisiana.
yeah.
Jean de Couleur, and these people had a lot to do with the cuisine. Zydeco music came from these Creoles.
Right. If it's my understanding that whenever in 1980, whenever they had the big Cajun resurgence, that Cajun pretty much came the catch-all to everything. But a lot of those things are actually Creole, right?
Yeah, because it became a marketing tool for a lot of things. Almost anything from Louisiana became
Anything from
Cajun.
Louisiana, yeah.
Especially if it was food overloaded with salt and pepper, like, oh, that's Cajun.
You
but
said
no,
overloaded.
It's not. It's, yes.
Speaking of personal taste, let's dig into
Let's
these.
dig into the.
Ooh, so let me see. Okay. So, Herm, why don't you tell people what boudin is? We just had a boudin beignet.
Creoles, we used what we had on the farm to survive.
Yeah.
So you took everything and made good food out of it, and boudin became this stuffed sausage with pork and rice. And now there's a lot of other different creations of it. But it was mainly survival tools that became cultural. Crawfish, it's a $1 million industry now, multi-million-dollar industry.
But you and I remember when crawfish balls wasn't a thing.
No, not at all.
It wasn't a
No.
thing.
In fact, in a lot of areas, you didn't eat crawfish. That
Come
was
on.
poor people's food.
That's
You
poor
didn't
people
want-
food.
You didn't want to be seen eating crawfish, and now it's a multi-million-dollar industry. But it just shows you how ideas change about things.
Yeah. So when we're talking about the Creole culture, the Cajun culture, so let's talk about the dance culture that goes along with those two amazing heritages.
Cajun music and Zydeco both centered around accordion and both meant for dancing. But with Cajun music, imagine if Hank Williams or Garth Brooks was playing the accordion, because there's a country element there with steel guitars, fiddle.
Right.
With Zydeco music, imagine if James Brown or Bruno Mars was playing the accordion. So the Zydeco Cajun music is played in such a way, it makes people want to move, tap your feet, get up and dance. Most communities, you can find a good place to dance, and especially with festivals now. Festivals were unheard of back in the day.
So Herman, if I'm coming from Chicago and I got a weekend, right? So can I come to Southwest Louisiana and see all the stuff we've been talking about, experience the dance, the Zydeco, the Cajun music, eat the food? Can I do all that stuff?
Every weekend it's happening somewhere. Really, there's small Mardi Gras every weekend, absolutely.
So pick a weekend and you're bound to have at least 5 or 6 options in every area you go to.
Right, yeah.
Louisiana has so many out-of-the-way treasures, you know, hidden gems. And one of my absolute favorites is Little Big Cup in Arnouville, Louisiana. It's the perfect place to have a sit-down with my little brother, Chris Ardoin. He's one of the most influential artists in the current Zydeco scene, and I'll get his perspective on a bit of family history and what makes our music so special. Try that. Mac and cheese fried with. Chris, man, when did you start playing?
So technically, I don't remember.
Right.
On the record, my first public performance was at 4.
Right. You know, probably about 3, you started like really sounding like stuff, you know, because, you know, you were getting there, you'd be on your little red stool, man, just.
I remember the red stool.
Yeah.
Plenty of splinters out of that thing.
Yeah, yeah. You started at 4, but why did you want to play?
I don't know, something just gravitated me towards music. Not necessarily the accordion.
Right.
Just music in general.
Yeah.
It was just something in the music, man, it hit me, and I was drawn to it.
So tell the people a little bit about our family history.
Well, as far back as I can go is our grandfather, Boisek Ardoin. Everybody plays. You know, not just from the branch of our grandfather Boisek, like his brother's grandkids play. You know, when I started, my goal at first was to, man, how do I get Zydeco to mainstream? With still keeping it rooted to what we grew up in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then social media comes. When social media came out, that's when I realized we were bigger than what we thought we were.
Yeah,
everybody's into Zydeco now.
Absolutely. It's the thing.
Yeah, it's the thing. 05, 06, there was a boom in Zydeco.
Right.
Because I updated the music to sound like what they were hearing on the radio.
Right.
So now I'm integrating, you know, laptops and sound effects and keyboards and playing these synths and stuff they're not used to. So now you're bringing in the R&B art, you know, crowd.
Yeah.
The blues crowd, the rock crowd. So then trail rides went from here to here.
Whenever I was growing up, trail rides were a thing that was like a subculture.
They started with nonprofit organizations that would get together and they would ride on weekends. It was a camp out the whole weekend. They would get there Friday, do a cowboy stew, which is basically whatever ingredients you can find to put in the pot, you cook it. Yeah. And then Saturday, they would kind of do the same thing, have DJ at a band. And on Sunday, all the cowboys in the area would get their horses and ride. A nice trail ride was 120, 150 people. Now you're looking at 2, 3, 4, and 5,000 people. And then that helped out the club scenes and the concerts, and just Zydeco became bigger than, it ever was.
So why do you think Southwest Louisiana was so rich in talent?
It started here, like everything with the integration of the French-speaking Creoles and the Native Americans and stuff. Once that came together, like it's who we are.
So it's just predestined to be this way.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah. And that's the easiest way to put it, you know.
Look, I'm sorry. Look, I don't have a mic.
Mic drop.
That's a straw drop. One of the most special things about this region and its people is our connection with the land. And it would be hard to find anything that symbolizes that connection better than crawfish. Now, odd as it may seem, while I am from Louisiana, I've never eaten a crawfish. But since I'm dedicated to my quest, I might just give it a shot. I think the best way to understand how this humble creature is so important to our culture is to get out there and pull a few out the pond.
Okay, so this is how we're gonna do it. You're gonna pick up the trap.
Yeah.
All right. You're gonna take it. You're gonna dump it right in the middle.
And then pass it to you.
You're gonna pass it back to me, and I'm gonna rebait it. See those two white things right there?
Yeah.
That's his male organ.
Okay.
And the hair's a lot shorter on the tail. This is a male, mature male crawfish.
Ah, sweet.
And they all taste the same. So you see the
And they all taste the same. This is Barry Toops. He and his family run a bed and breakfast and harvesting tours on his 20-acre farm.
Good morning, welcome to Crawfish Haven. We're gonna take 7 people at a time to the boat.
As much as I am not a shellfish guy, this feels familiar. The engine, the water, the casual conversation punctuated regularly by a bit of work. These are sights, sounds, and conversations that add a sense of time and rhythm to the day.
You know how you tell the difference from a Cajun zoo and a regular zoo?
How?
The regular zoo has a description of the animal underneath it. The Cajun zoo has a recipe underneath it.
That's right. There's nothing like being out here on the land, on the water, and it's something that everyone can experience and enjoy. Here we go, babe. Here we go.
Guess the total weight.
What's it, about 35 pounds? This looks like a dumbbell. Come on. You see? Oh, it's 35 on the nose. Yeah.
So then if you pull this part away, you are free to then take the tail and dip it in your dip.
When I was younger, crawfish ball, I had to go all the way to the corner of the fence. I'm going, bloop. Like every time I eat something like beets, I taste the dirt. So yes, I'm interested to see how it's gonna go. Like all visitors, it's important to try local delicacies. So despite my personal misgivings, I've decided to indulge. And by decided, I mean was talked into it by the crew. You all ready?
You can drown it in that sauce. It'll keep the dirt taste away.
Let's
Let's see what you learn.
check out twist. Twist. Oh, the whole, but it's bigger. Oh, Lord, it's bigger. Bless this Lord, man. Bless my body. Do me no harm. Your son, Jesus, man. No
You
dirt.
can't tell me that's not good.
It's good. Still, you won't see me doing this at any crawfish balls ever again. Right. Yeah, maybe it was the crawfish. Maybe it was just the overall vibe. Or the fact that Barry just happened to have an accordion on hand. Either way, doesn't quite feel like a proper crawfish ball without a little music. C'est demain sur la terre, en pleurant pour moi, elle dit, cher petit garçon, moi je vais jamais te voir, toi t'as été condamné pour la... It's impossible to sum up an entire region in just a few minutes. Look, I'm from here, and I've already learned so much. Now I'm inspired to venture a little further into Louisiana's musical history. Next stop, we'll travel north to explore the roots of blues and country and how they began to conquer the world. See you next time on Amplify, Louisiana.